Gotta actually be recording. Little tip from me to you. Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm Ashley and today we're going to be putting some of the goodies that I just recently picked up from Sephora during their Sephora sale on my little face. If you saw my haul video, which I will make sure to have linked down below and in the cards for you in case you missed it, I picked up a ton of stuff. In fact, I picked up almost a full face of makeup and I want to go ahead and play with it. Most of this is going to be first impressions. However, I will let you know what I have not been able to contain myself and wait to try. So let's go ahead and zoom in and jump on it. All right, so I have already done my eyes. I just put on, well, what was intended to be a very simple eye look, but then the eyeliner came into play and all bets were off. But I did do my brows using the set that I picked up from Kosas. I didn't use the tinted brow gel, but I did use the clear brow gel and the pencil. And while I am still kind of getting used to the shape a little bit, I think they turned out really well. The one thing that I was concerned about when purchasing this was making sure that the color was gonna look good. And I think the color is spot on. I'm really, really happy with this so far. The gel, I'm gonna have to use it a few times to decide how I feel about it. Even though my brows themselves are very sparse, the hairs are actually quite long and rather unruly. So I need something that's gonna be good and oomph to keep them in place without being like uncomfortable. So jury is out on that, but so far the pencil is looking really, really good. So let's start with complexion. The first thing that we're going to be playing with is from Rose Inc. This is the Skin Enhance Luminous Tinted Serum. Mine is in the lightest shade 10. I don't know how this is gonna go. I've never used a product like this. It has the pigment suspended in a serum, like a gel, so you can see just how liquidy that is. So the idea is that you're supposed to break the little pigments. So I'm just sort of swirling it around in my hand, trying to break everything. But it doesn't really seem to, like, it's still pretty separated. So let's try the brush. The one that I got came with the brush. So let's swirl the brush into it and see if that helps. Because I feel like all I'm doing is tinting my hand. Oh yeah, that's like nothing. I saw Julia Adams using this and I could literally see the coverage on her. I see nothing on me. I mean, it's got a nice luminosity to it, but as far as like coverage goes, like there's basically no difference other than kind of a nice dewy hydrated look, which I appreciate that. But I was looking for something with more coverage. So let's try this. Let's just squirt a little bit into my hands and then rub it on like I would a moisturizer. See how that works. Okay, I can see a little bit more pigment there. And then we'll smooth it out with the brush maybe? I don't know. So far, not sure how I feel. Luckily, we have some concealer that can come to the rescue. She did say that it was finicky, so I absolutely get what she means by that. I like this brush though. The brush is quite nice. Okay, I think that's mostly blended in. Let's take a look. Okay, I think the luminosity that it gives is really, really beautiful. I know this is not supposed to be a high coverage sort of item, so that's fine, but I can definitely see a lovely luminosity on my skin. With that said though, I really don't like the way it looks on my nose. I don't know if you can see that or not. I tend to have trouble with coverage on my nose anyway, but this is definitely just not sitting nicely on my nose. I think it's sitting really beautiful on my cheeks though. My forehead is also usually a problem area, so we'll wait and see. Yeah, I can see it just sitting on top of the skin up here. Now, it could be because I've layered it in a weird way. So I don't know, we'll have to keep trying with that one. If you've used it, let me know what your thoughts are and the best way that you have found to use it. Now I'm very, very, very excited to be going in with this right here. This is from Givenchy. This is the Prism Libre Skin Caring Concealer, and I have definitely used it because I could not wait. I've used it twice now, I believe, and I do quite like it. I do quite like it a lot. I was nervous during my haul that the color might be a tad light, but no, I think it actually is pretty perfect. So we're gonna go a little bit heavier than usual just to help bump up the coverage on this skin tint. But this feels really, really nice on the skin. It blends in so nicely and it wears really, really well. I mean, it is just absolutely effortless. Did you see that? And it's just, it's beautiful. Absolutely gorgeous. So nice, so nice. And it gave the additional coverage where we want it. It actually helped save my nose a little bit. This stuff is great. This stuff is great. I am really, really thrilled that I purchased it. And yes, it is an expensive product, but it comes with a whole bunch in here. Like, this is absolutely massive. This comes with 0.37 fluid ounces, which is a lot. Take that into consideration against, what do we have right here? The Clinique Even Better All Over Concealer has 0.2 fluid ounces. So I know it's expensive, but honestly, it's a good value, and I'm always good with a value. So we have some cream products that I am itching to try. And this one is one of them that I've had on my wish list forever. This is Makeup by Mario, the Soft Sculpt Transforming Skin Enhancer. And I'm very excited about it. So I think the brush that I decided to try today is from IT Cosmetics. It's nice and dense, but it's also fluffy a little bit. Kind of a dome shape. I feel like this is gonna be a good match for me. Oh yes, that is so pretty. Okay, this is going to become an everyday item. I can already feel it. Look at how nice that is. I have mine in the shade Light, and it is just the most beautiful match because it's nice and light, but it doesn't pull too warm on the skin for me, which is always something that I have to be mindful of when choosing the lightest of a bronzer, is that oftentimes they pull a little bit too warm on me, but this is gorgeous. And it's blending out so easily. This is very, I would say, beginner friendly for sure. Oh, I love the way that looks. I like that. Ooh, I am so impressed. I am so impressed. I have a blush. This is from Rose Inc. This is in the shade Delphine. And I thought that this would pair the best with the blush that I'm honestly most excited about, and that's my House Labs. I got Pomelo Peach. So I have the other brush that I have from Rose Inc. This came with the other Rose Inc. blush that I got. And we're just going to... Oh, that's nice. That's really nice. Very healthy. I like that. I like this brush. It's a little bit smaller than what I had been using for some other cream blushes. But it's nice. I like the duo fiber aspect of it. And I think it blends really nicely. It's pretty. I think I have more on this side. Gonna have to try to balance that out a little bit. Now we are going to put some powder over the top, which is going to bring it down a little bit, but I think I went in a little too ham. I've just been so into blush. I don't know what came over me. I spent a long time fighting against blush because my skin is so fair and I have a lot of natural redness to it. I spent a long time really resisting blush, and something has come over me the past, I don't know, 9 months or so. I just can't seem to get enough of it. And honestly, you know what I blame? I blame the Dior blush. Okay, so we're gonna set all this down with my Kosas powder. I think that's it. No, there we go. My Kosas Cloud Set powder that I picked up in the sale. This is in the shade Airy. And this has been on my wish list for, gosh, years. I could probably go back and check. But God, it's always sold out. And so when the sale came around this time, it was in stock, and I was like, you know what? I realized that I have no need for a new powder. But the truth is, I have no need for a new anything, so we're gonna get it because I want it. Now, usually I set my under eyes with my Pat McGrath powder, but I wanted to give this one a try today. So far, it's looking really pretty. It's setting everything down, but it doesn't look flat, which is one of the things that really drew me to this powder. I tend to, even though my skin is more on the balance to dry side, I still just always powder because I feel like it is an easier time for me to add powder complexion products over the top. And this one is really nice because it doesn't look at all heavy, at all. That looks glorious. That looks glorious. Oh yeah. Oh, it looks so airbrushed. Ooh, I've picked up some winners. Okay, let's keep that ball rolling with a powder bronzer. I picked up the Gucci one. Again, this has been on my wish list for years. And I think that's why I let myself go so ham. It's because all of these items I have been wanting for so long. Oh yeah, that's really pretty. These weren't just like spur of the moment, oh, it's new and so I'm gonna buy it. I mean, a couple of them were, let's be honest. But for the most part, the majority of the stuff that I bought, I have wanted for a long time and just never allowed myself to purchase. And I'm really thrilled that I gave myself permission because these are things that look really nice. That looks very pretty. The reason that I went with the Gucci is because it has a pinkier undertone to it. So again, it's a bronzer that isn't going to pull too orange. I definitely got a little too aggressive on my forehead, but that's okay. We're gonna be very sun-kissed today. So let me go back in with a little bit more powder. See if we can't soften that up just a smidgen. And just like that, perfect. Okay, I'm sorry, I am giddy. I am absolutely giddy. Now, typically when I'm doing my makeup, I go in with my highlighter next, and that is going to be even more so the case with this one. So I picked up the Cali Ray highlighter. First of all, this packaging is so stinking cute, but this is the highlight in the shade Moonlight Beach. And when I swatched it, it seemed like it was pulling a bit heavily gold, which doesn't always complement my skin. So I find that with highlighters, if I put them on first and then the blush over the top, it really helps to color correct a little bit, but also it helps to just sort of blend everything in together so that it appears more seamless. So we are going to do that. Oh, that's pretty. That is very, look at that reflect. That's very pretty, and it's very soft and silky. Yes. I like that. I definitely, like, I can see how yellow it is. It's definitely very gold. So I am really going to make sure to apply blush over the top of this one. I have a really kind of odd relationship with highlighter in that if it's too golden, like this one is a smidge too golden, it stands out on my skin in an unflattering way. But if it's too icy, it stands out on my skin in a very unflattering way. Usually the pinkier ones I'm more able to get away with, and the more champagne ones I'm more able to get away with. But it has to be just the right color, and I think that's probably because I have a more neutral undertone. So I'm able to wear more things, but also colors can sometimes be a little bit more true on my skin because of that. I don't know if that makes sense or not. But the blush that we're going over the top with is this one from House Labs that I have not been able to prevent myself from using. And I am over the moon for it, you guys. I love this blush. In fact, I may have placed another Sephora order and gotten a different shade as well. I know I need to be stopped. Oh, but look at that. It is just everything. It is just everything. So there are two other shades that I want. So again, this one is Pomelo Peach. I want Hibiscus Haze, but it is sold out. The other one that I wanted was Watermelon Bliss, and that's the one that I have ordered along with a few other things because I love makeup so much. That is what it comes down to. I love makeup so much, and I really like the way my complexion is looking. However, I need a little bit of lip color because I'm looking a bit stark without it. So I have from Rare Beauty, I picked up 2 of these lip oils and possibly a third. I know. But this one is the shade Serenity. To be very honest, I think Honesty would look a little bit better with this particular look. However, it is downstairs in my purse. So we're gonna go with this one, which you can't go wrong with these. These are gorgeous. I mean, look at that. They feel absolutely weightless. They are so comfortable. They are glossy and hydrating. They are everything. I do want more than just the ones that I've picked up. I'm trying so hard not to buy them all. Oh, but they're so beautiful. They're so beautiful. And honestly, this look came out really, really nicely. I do, however, feel like I need to blend just a little bit more on the cheeks because I think I just went a little overboard on the amount of bronzer that I used because I love it and I just couldn't help myself. But I think just kind of blending it out a little bit, yeah, gives it everything that I want. Look at that. I am so happy with how this came out. All right, so let's round up everything that I used today and kind of where I'm falling on my mostly first impression of them. So first of all, let's talk about the eyebrow products. So far, so good. As I said before, I think the color is absolutely spot on when it comes to the pencil. The brow gel went on really easily and nicely. It's just gonna be a long-term question. One thing that I do really, really love about it is how tiny this brush is. Again, super sparse brows, over tweezed them in the 90s, and they never grew back. So the fact that this wand is so small is something that I always look for, because when it's too big, like a full-on mascara wand, it just gets everywhere and I can't control it. So that is actually the perfect size in my opinion. As for the skin tint, jury is very much out on this. I think everything came together really nicely in the end. However, I am going to put a lot of that on the concealer. I think that that was really the hero of the complexion today. I'm gonna do some more research on this and see, maybe I need another shade to kind of mix in, but all of the other shades seemed like they had kind of the wrong undertone for me, so I'm just not sure. I'm gonna have to play with it more and see how I like to use it. Yeah, definitely the hero. This concealer, quickly becoming my new favorite. Quickly becoming my new favorite. It wears so nicely, and I have had almost no creasing with it. The color is beautiful. It feels really, really weightless on the skin as well, and that's something else that I like about it. It gives really great coverage, but it doesn't get all like cakey and heavy the way other full coverage concealers that I've used in the past have done. This is outstanding. I am definitely very, very, very impressed. I'm also really impressed with this Makeup by Mario Soft Sculpt Transforming Skin Enhancer. I will get that eventually, but this cream bronzer, you saw it went on incredibly effortlessly. The color was lovely, and I'm excited to continue using it and layering it with other products that I own, because it was just so easy to use and it turned out so lovely. The blush, again, also really, really pretty. So this is the shade Delphine. I also have the shade Foxglove, which I'll be using in the future as well. I just really wanted to use the Pomelo Peach with you guys because it is outstanding. But yes, I am a fan of this formula. I'm not sure that I would use this brush with it again though. I don't know, it just isn't what I'm used to, and I think that I would want something that diffused it a little bit more, because as you saw, I went a little too ham on this side, but you know, all of this is a learning curve. The powder, I think this Kosas powder is stunning. This has a lot of hype around it. I am not the first person. I am late to the train as usual, but the hype on it is really, really nice. So I certainly agree. I'm excited to continue using this. Being that it's a first impression, I don't know how it's gonna last over time. I don't know how any of these are gonna last over time, but so far, based on how my skin is looking right now, it looks very healthy, but not flat, and I'm a fan. I'm a fan. The Gucci bronzer looks absolutely beautiful. I think I went in a little too hard with it in my excitement, so I am gonna have to play with it more to kind of get an idea for how I like to apply it, what brush I like the best, things like that, but I have very high hopes for it. The Cali Ray highlighter, I do like. As I said before, putting the blush over top of it really, really helps, so you get that really lovely shine without it taking over with the actual pigment in the highlighter itself. I hope that makes sense. But it definitely, I gotta stop turning my head like that. I think it looks really, really nice, and I'm excited to play with it more. And I still think, of everything that I bought, my two favorite are these two right here, the concealer and this Haus Labs blush. Don't sleep on these. They are pricey, but you get a good amount of product. You don't have to use a ton. There's virtually no kick up in the pan. As it's a blush and it, you know, is gonna last forever, this one is definitely gonna last you a good long time because it is really, really finely milled. It goes on really nicely. I have not, in the couple of times that I've used it, It's never looked patchy. It's lasted really well throughout the day. So I don't have enough good things to say about that formula. And I'm excited for Watermelon Fizz? I think that's what it's called, but I can't wait for it to arrive, and hopefully at some point I can pick up Hibiscus Haze as well. And who knows, maybe the others. I'm not sure. Who am I? And then finally, the lip color. I absolutely love these. And as you can see, hopefully you can tell, the color kind of develops a little bit over time. So when I put it on, it looked a lot brighter in pink, but it just really meshes with my skin in a lovely, lovely way. And the color, at least in my opinion, develops a little bit. Again, I don't think it has any of that like pH stuff in it that some other lip products have. It doesn't claim to be color adaptive or anything like that. I think because it is a sheer quality, well, not sheer, sorry, a thinner, it's definitely not sheer, a thinner consistency, I just feel like it meshes so nicely with your lips. And so some of the true pigments of your actual lip color, you know, kind of mixes in and makes it just perfect. I love these. I love these. I know that so many people get really frustrated because a lot of influencers in the beauty space are like, you need these are the best things ever. And they say that about everything. And so it's really hard to kind of determine where the hype is real. And certainly I am just, you know, a nobody in the internet, so I don't expect you to take my word for it. But it's always really pleasant to discover items that are really highly hyped, that you feel like live up to that hype. And I genuinely do feel like that with these lip oils. I think they're phenomenal. I think they're so, so good. So did you see anything in here that is a favorite of yours? I would absolutely love to know. I get such a high from talking to you guys in the comments. But if you have enjoyed this video, I hope that you'll give it a thumbs up and certainly consider subscribing before you leave. Thank you so much for spending some time with me today. I hope that you're having an amazing day. And I will see you next time. Bye.